Okay, welcome to another Stormgate cast. This is a game between Elf here in the red Infernal. Elf here playing under one of her alts, 444. Or maybe it's not an alt, maybe she just changed her name on the ladder, I'm not certain. And this is a ladder match, and her opponent today is going to be Percival in the blue Vanguard. And again, as I mentioned already, this was a game where they met on the ladder, and already an interesting build out of Elf. I've been noticing that Infernal players have been knocking down these trees here on Broken Crown earlier and earlier. And Elf has done it, and in fact gone across the map and placed a farm in the Vision Camp, often considered to be her opponent's Vision Camp or Percival's Vision Camp. So very interesting strategy. Meanwhile, the dog and the Hexen getting in a little bit of the scrappy fight, although the Hexen moving back home. Very interesting building placement and seeing what this means for Elf's strategy. Back home for Percival is just single racks and a habitat. And what's out on the map here? Sentry posts. Okay, you're gonna build your buildings over here. I'm gonna build my buildings over here then. Let's do it. And now we got a little bit of a micro battle. Lancer and Dog trying to take out the Hexen, but not getting it. Ooh, and Elf deciding to split both brutes for a little surround and killing the Lancer. I like it. And then just ignoring the, ooh, going for another one. Oh, trying to get on top of the Bob. I like it. Oh, and a nice cancel on the sentry post. And ooh, the low fiend still getting lots of nice DPS on this Lancer. Trying to get got the Lancer, and will they get the dog as well? Holy moly, those were hero fiends. And these fell hogs back at the Vision Camp say, don't worry, we got this. These bugged out shadow demons can't do anything. And another Lancer and dog show up saying, I heard that you want to kill Lancers and dogs because we're here for the sacrifice as well. Two more brutes showing up, but the Lancer dog deciding, no, actually, we are not self-sacrificial units. We will live another day. Where's that cabbage, they say. I think they ate the cabbage already. We do have two fiends running by. Let's go, let's go. They say, no, they're just saying, let's hang out on the ramp. We're guarded. We're contained fiends. Ooh, they got smashed in the face by a lance. One dead fiend and the other one running home to tell a tale about it. These brutes, oh boy, this Hexen is a little bit low. That's what my Hexen looks like when I'm creeping, because my micro is not great. Now, Elf, on the other hand, this is probably strategic tanking, because she's very good. Top 30 last I checked. Percival, I actually don't remember where Percival is on the ladder, but I imagine also very high up there. Top 30 would be my guess. These two have played a number of fun games and series in tournaments and show matches, some of which you can find on my channel, and others you can find, I think, Beowulf maybe cast that. Now that I say his name, Beowulf, for the first time, I realize it sounds weird in my mouth. But I like it. And he's got great content, so check him out as well. Okay, a little bit of that early game back and forth is sort of slowed down, although this dog getting a nice scout on for Percival, seeing that there's a greater shrine already. Okay, already on the way. Okay, on the way. It looks like a greater shrine already, but it's not done becoming a greater shrine. It's still just in that phase. It's still just learning what it's like to be a greater shrine, what it means, and soon it will. Oh, there it is. Fully emerge. Okay, so now it did change. Looks it so there was some different image there. Oh well. I'm sure that hopefully maybe in the next patch or in the 0.2 patch we'll get even more graphics upgrades, more animations to buildings when they're doing stuff, more status effects. I was really happy that the slime status effects came in the last patch. Now we can see that we're debuffed. Don't just make us believe it. Creeping some health camps. This is some nice late 5-minute health camp creeping. For noobs like myself, you rush out there and you treat that at 2 minutes, but for pro players like this, who needs health camps? We're fighting over vision camps. We're building our buildings at vision camps and at speed camps, and we don't, health camps, those are for noobs. Well, I'm a noob, I guess. I like this strategy though, and here we got a nice Skull of Shedda, doing a little bit of capturing, although, oh, not enough time on the cooldown there. Fiend in the main, running by, trying to be a pain in the butt, but these Lancers managing to finally kill that. That might have been the same Fiend from the early days. And the Lancer goes to get the cabbage, but I don't think that Lancer is going to be able to handle that meat farm all by himself. So these brutes are going to come and defend this forward meat farm. Instead, this small little Bioforce, 4 Lancers and 3 Exos, go and take this vision camp back. So again, both players choosing to sort of keep their opponent's forward vision camps to see any kind of shenanigans coming from their opponent on that side. Or perhaps maybe more what's happened is that these vision camps and the natural progression on this map has just changed, that these are now the vision camps that you regularly or normally want to keep a hold of. This especially matches with the expansion pattern that we see coming out of Elf here, because this expansion pattern has been the meta for a couple weeks now, maybe more than that. And that's because it's a little bit easier to position your army over here by this speed camp, not only getting that speed buff, but being able to move most aggressively and defensively a little bit more easily. A little bit of skirmish going on here. Spriggans now being added. Ooh, and a nice Nightfall infestation, although also a nice dodge from Percival on that. But these Fiends are just going to be too many and get on top of the force. Now it's just Lancers. They do very good against Fiends. And now they're scurrying up here to try and get some kills on these Gaunts and on the Hexen. Those, I think, are the first Gaunts we've seen in this match. Most of our Ethereum, it looks like, being spent on these Spriggans. Hornets being added for Percival, which is a good counter to the Spriggan. They do bonus damage to light, I believe. Let's go see if I can grab one and double check that. Where does it say that? First light +4. Okay, so bonus damage versus light. Our Spriggans, of course, being a light Air Force. They do all right against the Hornets if you have enough of them. But yeah, this is not really quite as many as you need. And it always helps if you've got a little bit of anti-air on the ground, maybe a couple Shadow Flyers with you to fight. Again, these Spriggans trying to go in, maybe a little bit of micro out of Elf. I like that. Microing with a weak one back. Although good micro out of Percival to target fire the weak one when it returned. So nice little micro battle there, while also a little bit of creeping going on. So far, pretty cool micro battle. Mostly just little skirmishes coming out of this game so far, but each one with some nice little micro from both players, keeping this match pretty even so far. Now these Hornets are trying to get out, realizing there's not a lot of other anti-air, although here comes 2 Shadow Flyers. Ooh, nice micro. Killed both Shadow Flyers before they get an impact. And even trying to get out on the map here. And, ooh, a Nightfall infestation going down. And on top of one Hornet, the other Hornet has already died. And this one is also as well now. These medtechs are unprotected. These Lancers, of course, cannot do anything about the Spriggans. And Lancers versus Brutes, I think, both sides are kind of okay to trade in this case. It's basically Luminite for Luminite. A nice little surround from those Brutes to able to actually take some trades with Lancers. Lancers are so durable that if you can run them away like this, you might be able to heal them up with your medtechs or that healing camp. And actually that one Lancer getting so lucky just running away from those Spriggans there. Possibly because those Spriggans getting chased away by those Hornets. And that great control from Percival. Shadow Flyers being added to try and deal with the Hornets. Although the Hornet's still getting some really good shots. Ooh, and now we got some good conflict, or good contacts from those Shadow Flyers, managing to clean up the Hornets. And that's the signal for Elf to say, let's get in there and do some harass now. My Spriggans are basically uncontested until more Hornets get on the map. And now my Brutes can get in there and maybe do a little bit of damage. And these Hornets on top trying to get some kills, killed most of the medtechs there, and trying to clean up some of these bobs. Now, of course, the bobs are, as we know, invincible. Another Hornet pops out here. And that promote going down to keep it alive. A bob underneath it, also repairing to keep it alive. This is the kind of engage that you don't want to get in necessarily as Spriggans, because with even it was just a single bob there was basically out repairing the DPS that the Spriggans were doing on the Hornet. And that now the Hornet's likely going to go down. Yes. So another Nightfall infestation. Ooh, good hit on that one. Slow and infest. The Spriggans are just doing a pretty good job. This is not looking that great for Percival. Some fiends on top of this repair drone. So I lied about there just being one. I didn't know if that was a repair post there. I think that repair post was also helping to keep the Hornet alive. And now they're just trying to keep the hangar bay alive so that another Hornet can come out. These Spriggans are doing a lot of damage here. Luckily with the repair mechanic, that a lot of what was just lost there, other than units of course, was just mining time for those bobs who had to be called off to repair. And sticking to this kind of Spriggan Air Force with some Shadow Flyers to help. Brutes on the ground. But we do see, okay, Plague Axes going down. That's a very late 12-minute Plague Axes. But adding some gaunts to this force would be helpful, because again they can also deal with those Hornets, and that's going to mean it's just going to mean more time in the base harassing. Okay, just creeping the camp, moving up to, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases here. Percival on 3 bases. Not necessarily bad, given that Percival's had to deal with Elf's harass, and also because the Vanguard doesn't necessarily need to match the Infernal player base for base. And we do see Elf also going for this double Ethereum, very valuable base for an Infernal player with Ethereum expensive units like these Spriggans and Shadow Flyers, although in the most recent patch, Spriggans have been made less Ethereum expensive, now taking only 50 Ethereum instead of 75. I believe the new numbers are 150 instead of 75. We see 2 very Ethereum expensive units being added, the Hellborns, also my favorite Infernal units. If I could just mass them up and that would do some fun, good thing, I would do it. They're just so cool looking. Even their buggy animation that I hate. I mean, I love the animation, I just hate that it takes so long for them to shoot their fireballs. Like, cool fireball throwing demons with 6 legs. Awesome. More of that. And here, well, okay, pushing out on the Percival side of the map, but mostly just doing creeping. We do have some Hornets over here. Can they get some kills? We got more of those Hellborns on the map, and that is a nice kill to jump on top. These speedy Gaunts behind, and by speedy I mean they had the speed boost. They do not have Reaper's Rush yet. And now this army has pushed up into this 4th base, and it's sort of splintered. There is a helicarrier on the map, and it's got a shield and a nanoswarm on it, so that's going to be a hard one to take down. A couple of sky mines in the main here. I think those are also good anti-air defense, but of course they're stationary. And okay, the shield no longer on, and ooh, sky mine's coming in. Ooh, yeah, wow, that was a big hit. But actually, that looks like that's the end. Percival GGing out, and that was our first game from Elf. Let's get into the next one.